Next matchup, it is going to be Sunday, and we're going to start with the AFC game. 3:05 Eastern kickoff. That is Houston taking on Kansas City, and like I said, 3:05 Eastern kickoff at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs are the 9.5-point favorite as well. Totals at 51. Now, we did see a 1.5-point move toward Kansas City. We saw a 2-point move upward on the total as well. KC opened as the 8-point favorite, up to minus 9.5. Total open 49, up to 51. 51% of the consensus are leaning toward Kansas City. 58% shaded toward the over. And right now the Texans are plus 355 on the money line. Now Houston's covered just 2 out of their last 5 games. They're also covering just 40% of their games in their last 10. They failed to cover the point spread against the likes of Tampa Bay, Denver, Indianapolis, and Oakland this year. They rank at the bottom 3 in pass yards allowed, bottom 10 in rush yards allowed. Really struggling on the defensive side of things. They're also just 8-9 against the spread overall for the year. Now, they've suffered outright losses to the likes of Carolina, Indianapolis, and Denver this year. Now, I'm not talking about the point spread. I'm talking about outright losses to these teams. Houston also ranks in the bottom 3 in yards allowed per play, bottom 3 in pass yards allowed on the road. And keep in mind, they're a little bit dinged up as Joseph, Fuller, and Akins are all listed as questionable for Sunday's action. Now, Kansas City on the other side, they always seem to get hot at the right time. They're right in the middle of a 6-game winning streak. They're also 6-0 against the spread in those 6 games. Just an absolute cash cow if you've been backing this Kansas City squad. No surprises here. They rank in the top 5 in scoring, top 5 in passing. Patty Mahomes, he's got over 4,000 yards through the air. He's also averaging 304 yards passing per game as well. Keep in mind, Mahomes was out for a little bit of a stretch there with an injury. And regardless, he's thrown for 26 touchdown passes. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, he's got over 1,200 yards receiving on the year, 5 touchdown receptions. Kansas City also ranks in the top 3 in yards per play, top 5 in home scoring, and top 10 in home passing. Now, Tyreek Hill, he's got 7 touchdown catches on the year, 860 yards. He's averaging 15 yards per reception. Of course, he's a utility guy. You can use him on a jet sweep. You can use him pretty much doing anything out of the Wildcat. I mean, this guy pretty much does it all. Now, Mecole Hardman, he's averaging 21 yards per reception this year. He's also got 6 touchdown catches as well. Kansas City has marquee wins over the likes of New England, Minnesota, and Baltimore. They rank in the top 10 in points allowed, top 10 in pass yards allowed. I mean, a lot of people, they're not talking about this Kansas City defense. Like I said, top 10 in points allowed, top 10 in pass yards allowed. And, of course, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, this guy is playing out of his mind. 4 interceptions on the year, 12 PBUs, which, of course, a PBU is a pass breakup. And, of course, Chris Jones. Not a lot of people talk about Chris Jones. He's got 9 sacks on the year, 9.5 tackles for loss, and 4 pass breakups from the line of scrimmage. Now, Claiborne, Xavier Williams, Wiley, and Thornhill, they're all listed as questionable for this Sunday's action. Keep an eye on Thornhill, certainly an impact player in this secondary for Kansas City. But regardless, we're looking at a KC squad who went 5-1 to the under in their last 6. Meanwhile, Houston, 70% to the under in their last 10. A lot of unders between these two squads. I'm going to go ahead and purchase the hook, buy it down, and lean Kansas City -9 and the under 51 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Seattle taking on Green Bay, 6:40 Eastern kickoff at Lambeau Field. The